Hey, y'all, gather around, fellow adventurers of the dice.
Oh, here we go again.
Here comes the accent.
Your guide through the mystical realms of probability of demise. As we close out this epic campaign, having traversed from Overton to Delve.
Damn it, that was the word of the day.
And ventured on this uproarious adventure, I want to one last time introduce to you our magnificent storytellers. I ran out of M words apparently, who have breathed life into our story, including our Andy fan guest. Hello.
Hello. Well,
we have the glorious Jason.
Hello.
Please talk of yourselves.
I am Jason. I play Asher, who speaks words and shit happens, as opposed to real life, where I just talk a lot of shit. So thank you for joining.
Making your shit talking real, Asher. Jess. Zika. Who do you play? What do you do?
Hi. I'm Jessica. I have been playing Tanzanite, this fun campaign, going from a very classist Richie Oolala to Goddess of Death.
So, Richie Oolala is my new favorite term.
Oolala.
You're one of those Oolala girls. See how it is.
Better than a woo girl.
Ooh.
I'm gonna invent a culinary dish called Richie Oolala, so we can say we're eating the Richie Oolala.
Nice. You want me to say
Larissa.
Yeah.
Or she sips as I introduce her.
My name's Larissa. I play Trixie, a spunky and funky squirrel who gets angry and hits things and then runs away very fast.
Sounds like a slightly dangerous relationship person to have. And our guest and rockstar fan, Andy.
I'm Andy Fan. I play Veritar, a Dragonborn who just helped kill his mother and has pissed off a Fae. So we'll see how that goes.
Can only be hot stuff for so long. It is so exciting to be here, and it is kind of exciting and thrilling to know that I think this is probably the first time I've truly gone from a level 1 to level 20 campaign with the same crew without like it totally being transformed. I was actually trying to remember, has there ever been a time where I've gone, 0 to hero with a group?
If it helps, I think we started at level 3.
We started.
I really don't think we did.
Didn't we?
Yeah.
When you started off, you were all level 1s meeting at the town square.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. At any rate, super awesome to jump into this. We're going to jump right over to, I think, word of the day, unless there are any announcements.
Word of the day.
Word of the day.
Word of the day. All right. Today's word of the day is judder, which means to vibrate violently. Violently.
Wait, what is it?
That was so weird.
Someone added sound effects when I wasn't looking.
To vibrate, like violently, like
the word.
Oh, judder, like shudder, but
Got it. Okay, that's what I thought, but I just wanted to make sure that I heard correctly.
Yes.
Those are not through. We'll talk about it later, but those are not through StreamYard. You did something new.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Evil plotting is occurring.
Oh no. This is what happens when you make a DM-less channel. They get revenge.
Yeah, totally. So I have an evil plot for our future new campaign that's coming. It's not here yet, but for right now, I'm going to go ahead and give us the update from last session. I mean, it was pretty simple and straightforward. They defeated Tiamat. No biggie. Just, major potential goddess of the world ready to take things over, and they defeated her. No problem. Nobody got hurt. Nobody got lost in the pits of Avernus. Nobody made some mistakes and led to some fey introspection upon their soul and life and whether or not they were ever going to make it through to their own potential godhood. And, no consequences for anybody whatsoever, I'm sure. Everything's solid, right? With that, let's just jump into this because I am so excited about the end and all the fun that we're about to have. The battle is over. Tiamat is defeated. You know this instinctively, despite being covered in pink ribbon that has slowly fallen upon you and feet deep in acorn mush. Trixie, you wait a heartbeat or two, and you're still not back with your friends. What is going on?
Awesome. I take my staff / shovel and I use it to like prop myself up and start using it as like a walking stick. And is there like any sort of celestial or major landmarks that I can use to kind of at least pick a consistent direction to walk in?
Roll a perception check.
Ooh. 29.
Amazing. Amazing. You do see in the distance, there's some sort of structure. It is conical in nature. It looks like a rooftop, maybe. A strange one, not one that you've seen before. Interesting in texture. It's pretty far distant, but it's the only thing other than these odd trees that seem to be shedding pink ribbon and acorns in equal measure. It seems to be the only novel architecture or structure in this space and place.
Well, 50-50 chance. And I just head out towards it.
Okay, you walk 20 feet, and then suddenly you feel your heart stop. Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, hang on. Wait. Oh, shit. I gave you back your board. Shit. Hold on. Traits. I get advantage. Oh, no. Yes. No, I get advantage. All these freaking traits. Ooh. I think I get advantage. Aha! Right.
I love the spousal assist there.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I get advantage on dex saves. Oh, good thing. 30.
You roll quickly out of the way and are extremely grateful because you only lose 25 hit points as something that you are unable to see. Pulls from your deepest soul the life force away from you. And as you roll back, you are back where you started.
Okay. You know what? And she just yells out super loud, "Fine!" And she just sits down, crisscross applesauce her legs, something Larissa could actually never do, puts her shovel across her lap and starts to meditate. Because, wait for it, hang on. Na, 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 na. I do not need food or water, and I can't be aged magically or suffer the effects of old age. So I'm just going to sit there. If it wants me to stay put, I will. And I'm just going to meditate
How very
and
mushy
rest.
of you.
And every once in a while, I'm just going to go,
I like how your fingers were like off the camera. So
They're off camera for a second.
double guns. If you're on the audio, it's the double gun.
Great. I'm going to switch over, but I'll come back to you in a moment. Asher, Tanzanite, Veritar. There is an enormous draconic corpse in front of you. There is yelling and cheering off in the distance. And you can see that the armies of Tiamat have broken and are in flight. But there are many, many corpses on the battlefield, ally and enemy alike. Veritar, could you roll a perception check?
Yep. That would be a 12.
Okay. You do make out some beings amongst that horde who appear like you, and you do see a small cluster of folk that are being held by the people of the Delve. But you're not able to quite make out what's going on down there. Asher, what? Your friend Trixie hasn't come back?
I'm gonna run
Tanzanite,
over.
same.
Run over to Tanzanite. I'll be like, "Where's Trixie? Do you know where Trixie is? I can't find her."
And GM, I know where she is because I saw her. Okay. So Trixie is going to be in the like the first level of and there's it's out of 7 or something like that, so it's not as bad as it could be. She's in hell.
That's not good. Is that where you went when you disappeared there for a minute?
Yes.
Can you get back there?
I don't think I don't know. I was sort of flung there, so
Can I roll a history check about what I know about Avernus or the first layer?
Sure. Let's see what you know.
Oh shit, Rick, you're not gonna like this.
I know
32.
everything.
Thank you, Misty Mountain Gaming, for this new dice. Not a sponsor.
You know,
But you
I know
could
somebody
be.
who works there now.
Yeah, we'll-
lives
Yeah,
in
we
the
will
same
straight up
space.
take your sponsorship. I
Yeah.
love Misty Mountain.
You do know somebody who works there?
Yeah, which I just met her at the makerspace, and she runs a booth, and she's part of the Misty Mountain. She was at NYC Comic Con apparently.
Okay,
just-
I might have talked to her. I was at the booth like 3
probably.
times.
I think all of us did because we all have a serious addiction.
I love that.
Well,
I'm
hi,
not
new
talking about the
friend.
leather. Yeah. Hey, best friend.
If someone left
I'm
stickers with this logo behind Andy's head, it wasn't me.
Yeah,
If someone just snuck them on your booth and walked away, a stack of them, it was not I.
I just gave her a bunch of
Oh,
those stickers
It
too.
was
If she ever
definitely
puts 2 and 2 together, I think what we can say is, Asher, with your history check, you explored a lot of different texts that were contemporary when the world was a world of science, religious belief, and in those texts were hidden nuggets of
Nuggets.
things that
I didn't mean it dirty. I just like
No, yeah.
somebody
It
wants some
was it was so pure. That's what was so adorable about it.
some little bits of
little bits.
components of information that in more recent times you've been able to cross-reference with some of the deific beings that have shown themselves. You know, myths have become real, magic is here, and you have been able to cross-reference all those pieces into, oh, yeah, there's actually a hellscape of sorts, but it, from like some of those interviews and conversations, it just depends on who you are, what you would experience there. But it's actually a real place. I think the one thing that you're aware of, especially because of your study into Tiamat, is that is the realm where Tiamat herself was trapped during this 10,000 plus years since the last time magic was a part of the world.
10,000 years.
I'm going to start
Such
saying
a
like
crick in the
11,000,
five necks.
9,000.5.
Yeah, 9,999.
I think Tiamat had a crick in all 5 necks.
bottles
That's my
of-
theory.
What did you say,
I
Asher?
said Tiamat had a crick in all 5 necks. That's why we were
Yes.
able to defeat her. She couldn't turn her heads.
She had limited range of motion.
Yes.
So, with that knowledge, you know that it's a real place and that it's a subjective experience.
Okay. I think we need to go get her out of there. I don't know if she can get out by herself. But you are the goddess of death. So if we go into your space, like your other side space, and then cross over the river or whatever that actually is, I'm sure the river is a metaphor, but maybe not. But if we cross over, we should be able to go there. Right?
We could certainly try. Would you like me to try? I mean, I know you can now, by no fault of mine, can now go there and be okay.
I mean, I think we're in this now. Like, I think we go together.
Okay.
Is this our first date? It's a weird first date.
No.
But, okay.
This is not a date.
Okay. My bad. Yeah, that'd be a weird. You could say we went to hell on our first date would be a weird brag later.
Like dinner, maybe a stroll, a show.
Something that does not involve a lot of spell
Buy me
casting and
something.
yeah. Okay. Hey, new guy.
What new guy?
He's not new, but he's newish to us. Hey, Veritar.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Veritar. I was like, what new
You want
guy?
to go to hell?
Oh, you don't.
I think I've already been there, as I'm still barely getting out of the mouth. But yes. What do you need?
Trixie got thrown into Avernus. Do I know if Andy, like, as a dragon can or as Tiamat's kid or anything, can like go there without being separated from his body, or Veritar rather? With my 32 roll, would I have any concept?
This is not documentable territory in terms of that. I think this would be.
I had to make like a deal with Tanzanite to like not instantly die when I go to her other space. I don't. Tanzanite,
Can I do an Arcana check to see what I know about like how I was raised?
It wouldn't be an Arcana check for this particular thing if you're trying to figure out this piece. But
all
like,
right,
just hearing the story about something about Avernus.
I mean, your mother lived
will
there for
immediately trigger
10,000
something
years
for you. If you want a deeper dive into that, you can roll a history check to see what you remember.
Sure.
But there is definitely free knowledge in this already.
That is another 12. Well, apparently today is the day of 12, so another 12.
Okay, so what you have, this is just the freebie knowledge. This is not the rolled for knowledge. You didn't have a very kind upbringing, but you witnessed things, and you witnessed beings try to go to other planar spaces. And there are ways to make it more successful, not necessarily safe, but more successful. And that has stood out to you as the biggest thing. And one of the biggest things is you need to have a piece of that realm to make that transition safe for yourself.
Okay.
You happen to have in yourself a piece of Avernus, because technically you're a child of Avernus.
I think I might be able to cross over okay. Well, as okay as anybody ever can in these situations.
Okay. How do you know?
Let's just say I didn't have a normal childhood. And also, my mother was from there, and I am her child.
That does make sense. So, like, being part of her makes it easier for you to go there?
Yes. A piece of the plane always makes it easier to cross.
I'm going to be like, Boomer, come here. And then I'm going to go over and I'm going to have Boomer cut off a scale for me and a scale for Tanzanite and a scale for Veritar. Just a little extra bonus.
Using the blade part component that you had attached to Boomer, you're able to, after a bit of time, it takes a little bit of work. Tiamat's tough, even in death. And you're able to peel off a couple of scales for each of you.
I'm going to be like, here you go. And I'm going to put that in my bag.
They're a little juicy, but not that juicy.
Yeah.
I do need to take care of one piece of business, if you don't mind.
Yeah. We need to leave soon, but as long as it doesn't take long.
I'm hoping it won't.
Watch list wrist once again.
And I am going to look for and try and get the proprietress's attention.
Roll a perception check.
Smart.
I am rolling low today. That's a 10.
She is standing on your foot, staring up at you.
You have no idea where she went. She was here, but looking around, there's no evidence of her.
Okay, I'm just going to shout out. I know I owe you. I know we need to talk. But please let me finish this mission first.
So you just shout
I don't know if she can hear me. Yeah, I don't know if she can hear me, but I'm going to assume that she knows I'm talking to her.
Who are we talking to?
I'm hoping the proprietress.
Grandma! Adopted grandma! Where'd you go?
Roll a performance check to see if your shout resonates to the places where she may or may not be.
Performance check, you say?
I think I can do that.
I rolled a 5, so that is only a 24. I'm sorry.
You are supremely confident that anybody within earshot should have heard you, but not just heard you, should have been assuaded, especially someone who loves you as much as Grandma loves you, to come in and speak with you, and nobody comes.
I'm sad now. I need a cookie.
Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh, 19.
You're
Thanks,
lucky.
Misty Mountain Gaming. Not a sponsor, but you could be.
You feel very lucky in that moment of weakness towards the cookie. You almost gave up any sense of finding your friend Trixie and fully consumed by the idea of the proprietress and the care and coziness of her home. We're about to give up this need to save your friend, and then you reminded yourself, oh, there are priorities.
Okay. All right. Well, we can help you. She loves us. We'll help you deal with her when we get back.
Well, that's fine. And before we go, I'm going to use a potion of superior healing because I'm
yeah, you were
really
almost
beat
there.
up. And just see if I can get something back. 4, 8, 12, 15,
Oh, yeah. I never got hit again after my wish spell. So I'm full
19,
health.
21, 29 altogether. Okay. I'm
Okay,
not quite
I'm gonna
dead
say-
yet.
You never heard words as medicinal as these. You are healed, my friend. And I'm going to cast Healing Word at the 6th level. And heal Andy for very laggy digital dice. Go faster. We're recording and we have a time limit. 21. 21 more heals.
Okay.
Filler.
Usually they're quick, but they just like went like across the screen.
Were they juddering?
Yeah. They were juddering. It's true.
Ah.
Question
No.
for me, you're all dead.
I don't know. It stopping like that, I feel like isn't shaking.
Okay, well then I'm going to be nitpicky in the future too. Neater. So
Hey, I've never once used the word of the day, even though I pick them.
I just had
Tanzanite.
the worst thought. Oh my god.
Oh no. Tanzanite.
Do you want to know? It's dirty.
Nope.
Sure.
Time limit.
Nope.
Yeah. Okay.
Fine. Never mind.
Tanzanite,
I'll laugh inside.
Asher, Veritar. You've agreed to go. How are you doing this, Tanzanite? How are you drawing them across the veil? Or are you? Is one of the others doing it?
I did have a whole thought about Asher just like combining a bunch of random spells to like rip a hole into Avernus, but I don't know if that would be allowed or even work. So if Tanzanite can do it, that'd be better.
Well, if we have these scales, Asher, how did you do it last time?
There was a big hole in the ground and I jumped in.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay,
I'm gonna be like, maybe I just need to hold your hand, and I'm gonna hold her hand.
I'm gonna grab it and be like, okay, so
All right. And I will awkwardly reach over and grab it.
I will also awkwardly grab Eritar's hand. And I'm gonna just I'm gonna say, okay, close your eyes and and I'm still so bad at this. Just
Think of hell.
think of me and death, and then I'm gonna start like going into my like other side and trying to yank them with me.
Could I have you, Tanzanite, roll a wisdom saving throw? This is your strength.
Wait. You're inspired. Bardic inspiration. I don't have a haiku written, but there you go.
If I
It's
ever
the
play a
squeeze
bardic,
of your
then I'm gonna use
hand
that.
that brings her that momentary inspiration. She's, oh yeah, this is
I
new.
blush. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Okay, so 13 plus 10 is 23, and because he's cute and squeezed my hand, I'm going to use this just because. Plus 4, so 23, 24, 25, 26, 27.
Okay, time for me to do math.
Mhm.
Okay, Asher, roll a Constitution saving throw. You have to beat a 7.
Bless
Goodness,
you.
Sniffle.
Heard that through your husband's mic.
I thought about naming my next character Gesundin Schniffle, Larissa, just so you know. I have to beat a 7. I definitely did that. 19.
Nice.
Veritar, roll a Constitution saving throw. You have to beat an 8.
All right, that's
Oh, no,
18.
Oh, okay, you definitely beat it. As you're all pulled away, you kind of feel that tearing as you're brought into a place unnatural to your own being, and then you're in the shadow spaces. Tanzanite, your sense of comfort in this space is stupendous. It feels like a cold winter's day diving into a water bottle heated bed. And this is new. Because usually it just feels like, but now this is the most comforting space you've ever been in. Asher and Veritar, it's a little creepy. Chills run up and down your spine.
But I've been here before, so I know the creepy, I guess. Correct?
You do. And it's not like you can't, it's not repugnant to you.
Are we in
either.
the cage or are we just here?
But you're just there.
Okay.
Out in the shadows. And in this instance, I would love everybody except for Tanzanite to roll a perception check.
Oh. 19, come on, perception. Where are you? There. That is a 22.
Sweet. Asher.
Oh, sorry. Perception, you said?
Yep.
Zoned out.
Very unperceptive of you.
Yes, exactly. 22.
Disadvantage on you, on your family.
On your Christmas cow.
So you both rolled
Not the
22s.
Christmas Carol.
Yeah. 19
Have
plus
yourself
3.
a merry little Christmas cow.
With all that, you can see further into the distance in this space than you've seen ever before. And you can see that there are places within this shadowy realm that connect with another space, with actually multiple different spaces. And they all seem to differ quite a bit. They all seem to be over this shadowed river. The only reason why it seems aquatic at all in nature is just the way in which the shadows interact there. For you, Tanzanite, you can see clear across that, and you can see clearly multiple different directions and spaces, and you know which space is most likely to be the first layer of hell. You can make out Avernus, because to you, Tanzanite, this is a realm of clarity, not a realm of obfuscation, confusion, or delay. In fact, you can see so much more clearly here that you wonder if the material plane is actually as real as it is, because just being here in this moment with something growing stronger inside of you each second you spend here, material world doesn't seem real enough to you right now.
And I also assume there's a lot of activity right now just because of what just happened. Like a lot of new shadows
Oh.
going through and
Absolutely.
Do we know any of them? Like that? Like I know there's all the soldiers on the ground, but did anybody die that we?
You can roll a perception check to see if you
The
recognize anybody.
I mean, the other.
I know the keeper's whole crew got like melted with acid. I think most of them are dead. The keeper, I think, lived. You said perception?
Mm-hmm.
29.
You can make out a few faces that look familiar. You can make out, you see it. What really kind of stands out to you is a dark shadow of a unicorn is moving through the space, headed off beyond the riverway. But the rest of the folk and beings here kind of blend into a crowd. And then you make out a being that is shadow themselves, much more deeply than these other beings.
I'm going to yell out, "Hey, unicorn!"
You notice, especially with that perception check, that they don't seem to hear you.
Oh,
To
okay.
you, these shadows aren't real, but that makes it even more alarming when an enormous shadow steps closer to you. It's 3 or 4 times your height. It's very much attentive to your voice.
Hello?
Hey, good to see you here, I think. And you recognize the voice. It's Shep.
Hi, Shep. Don't worry, we're not dead. We're just here. We're going to Avernus. You want to come?
Welcome in.
do I see Shep?
Yes, you do.
Shep already lives in both worlds. He's not dead, right?
Roll a religion check or an insight check to see if Shep is alive or dead. Since Asher keeps asking, I make him roll for it.
13.
You're not sure.
I mean, I would just
Tanzanite-
know, right?
Tanzanite, is Shep dead? Shep, are you dead?
Roll a religion check, Tanzanite.
Me? Okay.
Does Shep not know if he's dead?
Religion. Oh, not down enough. I think it's a 10. Oh, it's a 7. Oh, wow. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11.
11.
Something's very different about Shep. Shep wasn't ever really alive or dead in the first place, coming from the crew of the undead. And they were adapting to your shadowy spaces, Tanzanite, but something's different. They don't seem tethered to your space anymore. But that's as much as you can figure out at this moment.
What's up, Shep?
I always forget how tall you are.
I'm good. I think interesting times ahead. Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you mind if I,
I mean,
carve
we're going-
out a little place here for now until I figure out where I go next?
Yeah. Is my brother and sister around at all?
Just the mere thought of them brings 2 shadows to your side.
Oh. Hi, friends.
It's faster than it's ever been before.
I thought they were dead.
This. They are.
No, I mean, I thought we didn't save them when the thing was trying to eat them. I
A
don't
couple
remember.
of one of them died. The third one is dead.
Okay.
Dead and gone.
This is Shep. Can you help him find like a little space that he can be in?
Your sister bows low to you. It says, you give up and cede some of your realm to this being.
To Shep for everything he's done? Happily. I mean,
Your
not
brother-
too much of a space, but yeah.
There it is. There it is.
As you wish. Your brother
Like a closet, not a bedroom.
reaches
All right,
up to
calm
you,
down.
and he's never had to reach up to you before. But your brother reaches up to you and whispers, "Do you mind if I join him?"
Of course, if that's what you want.
I don't think I want anymore. I feel.
Then go with that feeling.
As you say, go with that feeling, you feel a snap, as if something's been ripped out of your very heart. And your brother is no longer connected to you via the shadows. But you can see that some new connection has formed between them and Shep. And I say them to indicate that it's not your brother anymore. It's just the components that were your brother, but given something new, something different. Your sister looks at you with alarm. Please, I don't want to do that. Please don't do that to me.
You know you don't have to.
You feel a little bit of that wound as your brother has left the shadows to join whatever Shep is. Heal as the bond between you and your sister strengthens. Very well.
I'm gonna be like, so you're Tanzanite's sister?
This amorphous shape of shadow looks at you and just looks at you with the most haughty of expressions. What would you want to know for?
I'm gonna lean into the amorphous blob of shadow and be like, I'm her boyfriend, but I don't think she knows yet.
As if in the cattiest middle school sort of.
Listen, I killed Tiamat. All right, I'm just kill and blow right here. I mean him, but me.
I'm
weren't me.
fairly certain that my sister would have handled it all.
It's true. She played an integral role, but also I'm very rich. Have a nice day. All right.
She,
So-
Shep, and what was your brother?
Before they go, I want to,
Involved.
Shep, thank you for everything you did. We couldn't have done it without you.
Yes, truly.
Love you, buddy.
See.
Be happy.
See you some night. And Shep just moves away.
I'll look forward to it.
I hope you do.
Okay. Veritar, Asher, we ready?
I would
I've
like
been
to.
ready for a
I would like
while.
to do something.
Oh gosh.
Tell me if I can. Today, of all days, I have not used my performance of creation spell, and I would like to, in this space, give it to Tanzanite to create a door to Avernus. In this. I don't know how to do that, but I would like to. I'm looking at all my spells, trying to figure out if I can do that.
So you're trying to create a doorway.
Yeah. But I want to give it to Tanzanite to create the doorway because she knows this place better and she's been to Avernus. But if she can't, I'll try it myself. Or maybe I can create. Wait, Tanzanite, what if I create a door? Can you make it a door to Avernus?
I mean, it never hurts to try, but I'm not going to say yes. I can.
But then, because it only lasts a few hours, and there will not be a permanent connection here to Avernus for you.
Do we
And
not
we-
have a way across the river?
I was, and I'm going to point to where the entryway that I see is. I'm like, we could just try that.
Oh,
Since it looks like water, can I attempt to shape water into a walkable across platform, so to speak?
You can cast that spell and see what happens as you try.
I will try that.
It's very quick that you realize that while it may look like water, even taste like, smell like, sound like water, it is not water because your spell just can't grasp a hold of it.
Okay.
As the person of this land, surely I know how to cross it. Can I do like a history, religion check to know how to go across?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a religion check.
Religion. Hey, move. Okay, +7. Unnatural 20. Dirty 20,
You-
that's what it's called.
You know you have an ability, or actually it's probably more of a spell, that will allow your shadows to radiate out from you in a 30-foot radius and protect them as they cross these spaces.
Oh, I gotta remember what it's called.
Holy Aura. It's an 8th level.
Would it help if I made a boat?
No, you just stand there and look handsome.
Well, I'll stick to what I'm
Roll a
good at.
performance check.
Who, me?
Okay, I found it.
Stand there and look handsome.
Okay,
36. Looking handsome.
so handsome.
You radiate in a space that nothing should radiate in.
Veritar sneak a quick glance because it's just too overwhelming.
Veritar is strangely attracted.
I give Veritar a wink. How you doing?
Veritar now needs to
okay.
roll a charisma saving throw.
19.
You did not save. You have
Smitten.
slight crush.
Mm.
You can call it
Veritar's
whatever type of
smitten.
crush you want it to be. Could be a man crush, could be a real crush, but you have a thing suddenly for this strange human.
For a human, not so bad.
Takes a drink to cool himself off.
Yes, Jess.
All right, well, if you're ready and you have collected yourself, Veritar, we can,
Huh?
Cross.
Yes.
I want to walk to the edge and I'm going to cast Holy Aura.
Walking across, the three of you, within the circumference of Tanzanite herself, goddess of this space, you are able to just wade through the waters without any ill effects.
Wade through the
Water. I
When you
literally
get-
thought the same thing in my head.
When you get to the other side, you hear.
Welcome to my realm.
And the
No, thank you.
light comes on.
Somebody bought a soundboard. Anyway,
And in front of you, you see two familiar-looking robotic creatures.
Oh, the friends we helped.
from the accelerator?
Yeah, yeah, right.
Hello. Are we here to help you? We're happy to help you.
And these two creatures that you met once and then they became decommissioned are just standing there in front of you.
I'm so happy. Yeah, we're trying to get to Asher, what's it called? I'm too excited.
Avernus.
That place. I mean, I know it's
Oh.
that general area,
You're
but
here. Are you seeking someone out? Are you looking for someone?
yeah,
We're
Yeah,
looking for
Trixie.
Trixie.
the little squirrel.
She's not scheduled to be here yet.
But she is there.
It?
Why is she here? She's
She-
going to be destroyed if she's here.
Tiamat sent her here. We're trying to get her back.
Chucked her.
Oh dear. You better get there before the demons get there. Once they get their hands on a new entrant, it's all no good.
Do you know a quick way of getting there?
Do you know her reference number? Where does she belong?
What would hell be for Trixie? Reference
A
number
closet
is
full of clothes.
the reference number is pink nut mash.
I don't think that's a reference number. Do you want to reconsider
try
your
it?
options?
Could you just,
Yeah,
look it up?
options. Yeah.
The smaller one pipes up.
Don't you? I see something on your ear. Does she have one of those? You could just talk to her.
Oh yeah. Hey Trix. Do you copy?
Trixie,
Over?
you hear Asher in the midst of your meditation.
Oh, nice of you to think of me.
Hey, listen, we're crossing into hell for you, so you just be nice.
Been there, done that.
How's that going?
Well,
I've now done it twice. Well,
yeah,
almost
no,
twice.
We're coming to get you.
Worry not, little one.
Do you see any numbers near you?
No, the only thing I see is a roof. Maybe. And lots of trees with pink ribbon and lots of acorn mash.
I want to speak to the smaller of the little
Mhm.
guys and go, would she be able to find the number of where she is?
She should be able to. But it's her own personal hell domain, so she's probably receiving therapy right now.
Well, so far we know there's trees and there's pink everywhere and there's acorn mash, but we need actual numbers.
I can cross-reference. Give me a moment.
Ooh, okay.
As you are waiting for those moments, you hear again that
Predominating voice of my domain. Get out! Get out now! You do not belong here.
Hold your fucking horses! I'm busy.
In the kindest of ways. Of course.
If you're here for more than a few minutes, I get your souls.
Not happening, but we'll try to be quick.
Actually, it's been pretty fun. An enjoyable experience. I've grown a lot.
I'm so glad to hear that.
I'm glad you guys have like continued existence. But anyway.
So that cross-referencing, how's that going?
I have located them. Would you like teleportation to that direction?
Yes, please.
Yes.
If we do that, can we teleport back?
You're already under teleportation. Please hold.
and you find yourselves
Dang
in
it.
a location that is quite strange. Asher and Veritar, you find yourselves along a cliff face overlooking a shore, beautiful blue water off into the distance. But just to your left, looking behind you, you see a pink tree. The pink comes from the ribbons that have been entwined amongst the pieces, and some streamers of pink lace are flying down and landing on the ground. Tanzanite, you find yourself in one of the top rooms of a building, looking out over a forest and fields. And to you, Tanzanite, the space looks to be mostly lit in a pleasant light. It's beautiful. But there also happen to be these stretches of shadow that feel very comforting to you.
Tanzanite, Trixie, can you still hear us?
Hello.
We can hear him. Yes.
Can
Hello. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Hi, hello. Hi.
Hi.
So we're here. I see a tree. It's pink.
Very pink.
Very, very, very pink.
think I have anything
I see
like that.
a little cliff, kind of goes off into some water with more pink over across the way, and
You
there's a
mentioned-
house off in the distance.
I'm in an office.
All right, we're gonna head to the house. Trixie, do you see a house?
Does it have like a conical shaped roof?
Yes.
Yes.
Then yes, I see a house. If it's like the only thing that you see.
Let's meet at the house.
I'm going to try to fly real quick to see if I can get an aerial view and see if I can see
Okay,
Trixie.
you
When he
cast
flies,
fly.
I will fly with him because
Because I have my
flies can run.
wings.
Oh.
I have wings
Yeah.
that come out. I
Oh,
just-
when both of you fly, as you take off,
Well, I never did fly in the battle, but I have.
the moment
things
you
on my suit.
emerge from the space, the shadow around the tree that you're near, I need you both to roll dexterity saving throws.
Oh shit!
Oh boy. That's a 21.
That's a 25.
You are both barely able to duck back into shadow
Because I'm a Dexy
as you
motherfucker.
feel your souls pulled from, and you lose 25 hit points each.
Oh man.
Glad I healed you.
Yeah.
That you healed you.
I'm still really low, but
Tanzanite, looking out the window, you catch sight of two figures flying up into the light and then quickly falling back into shadow.
Which one of you just tried to fly?
Both of us. Sorry about that.
Idiots.
I'm gonna say. Let's see. Going for a walk because flying is real bad. Hope you feel better. And I'm gonna cast Mass Cure Wounds on both of us for laggy dice. Apparently, my dice don't like me streaming and rolling dice at the same time. My digital dice. But anyway, 24. So almost back. And then we will walk towards the house.
Great. Could I have both of you roll dexterity saving throws?
a little bit better this time, but probably still not good enough. 22. this time.
29.
I mean, both times you both made the dexterity saving throw, but you're taking half damage, so you still take, this time, 26 points of damage.
Oof, okay.
I'm going to run towards the house.
Oh no.
I'm going to wait.
Asher, go ahead and roll a dexterity saving throw as you run towards the house.
That is a nat 20, so that is a 30 total.
You make it further than you've made it before, but you barely make it into this tiniest bit of shadow that only has room for one being as you arrive in a small little nugget of shadow, slightly closer to the house, but not that much closer.
So I've learned that shadow is good. Is that what we're...
Yes, that is what
All
you're
right.
discovering.
And I can see the shadow from where we are. Like I'm in a little sliver and there's like a larger...
Yes. You can
Okay, I will.
definitely see.
I'm gonna run back to Veritar, grab his arm, and say, "Need to be closer. In the shadow is."
When you run back through, you lose. I need you to roll
Safer.
another dexterity saving throw, just crossing into the light.
28.
We have the devices. There's no limit.
You make it over there, but you lose
No, I'm counting syllables.
Okay.
27 points of health.
I forgot what I said now.
Whee!
27 health. And then off to shadow now, and I'm gonna grab his arm and dimension door us into the shadow.
Awesome. You make your way to the next shadow. It is within 120 feet. This first one is, so you can make it there. Let me see.
I've seen enough of Tanzanite to know she kind of has shadows floating around her.
Hmm.
If Shadow is good,
You are both basically having to like squish together really, really close to be in the shadow together.
Faradar
Hey.
somehow doesn't mind.
I'm gonna put like an arm around his waist
hello.
and like walk further towards where the shadow is getting more, like assuming Tanzanite's in the office in the house.
We know shadows are good. Are you able to use your Shadow's Tanzanite to move?
Let me try. I'm gonna kind of focus and sort of meditate and try to like send little paths of shadows to.
Which shadow would you like to manipulate?
Which shadow? As in from me or
Looking at the picture, which I didn't need to reshare with you. Sorry, I just accidentally took it down. I need to see which one it was. This one. Sorry, I'm kind of badly sharing it at this point.
okay.
Oops.
Oh, hi, elf.
All the bad things are happening right now. It's the bad place. I'm in the bad place. I can't help it.
None of those things are a sponsor. Just throwing that out there.
I would like
But you could
2 Minute
be.
Tabletop to be a sponsor. I keep giving
Right.
them tons of money. They should start sponsoring us, right? Is it this one? It's this one. Okay. Sorry. So looking at those shadows that you see stretched out, which of the shadows do you choose to?
And the shadows are the like little thingies,
Here, I'll make it
like
even
little
clearer.
iconies.
Do you see those little pink circles?
Oh, the things that just went
Choose a
away.
pink circle.
Oh, jeez, Louise. Okay, there's so many pink circles. Okay. The pink circle, that one, the one you're on.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. And where
Well,
do
I
you
just
move it
realized,
to?
did you say 120 feet? Dimension door is 400 feet. So maybe I could have got closer.
Yeah, but there's no shadows in that area. So
Okay.
if you're trying to find a shadow, it would have been kind of rough.
Okay.
And what did you ask? Sorry about that shadow.
Where do you move it to?
Move it. Can I move it diagonally to the tree closest? That one, yeah.
Right here?
Like, yeah.
Okay. So you all see, Veritar and Asher, you see a shadow stretch into the space between where you are standing and let me see if I can spot this visually because my eyeballs are really, really rough right now. You see the shadow stretch between you and the house. It actually reaches clear across. Tanzanite, you've moved the shadow. Trixie, you see the shadow that covers you move and leave you. What do you do?
I mean, I don't necessarily know yet that that's the case, so I don't do anything.
As you stand there and the sunlight covers you and the shadow is whisked away, you feel your soul being pulled from your body. And you start losing health.
I super speed over into the shadows.
Okay, what is your full movement speed?
65?
Okay. Racing away from the house because the closest shadows are further away. I'm gonna look at this one. Okay. I need you to roll 3 dexterity saves. I know you probably have advantage with those.
Mm. 18. Uh, 19.
Ooh, these are bad rolls for you.
Yeah. And unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20.
Sorry, that's not right. Sorry. I was thinking it was +8. It's +11. So that's a 23. Never mind.
Were the other ones correct?
Yeah, the other ones are correct. I rolled a 7 and then an 8 and then a 12 with advantage.
A 7, 8, and a 12.
And I have a +11 to my dex saves.
So you take 100 points of damage.
I'm down.
Okay. You collapse.
So,
unconscious.
hold on. Mm. Do I save on any of them or did I miss all of them?
You said 18, 19, and what was the other one?
23.
The 23 you saved on, so you would have taken half, but you have that thing where it doesn't affect you, right?
Right.
Yeah, if you succeed a saving throw, you don't take damage, right?
Right. So would I not have taken the damage from before
Uh,
that you mentioned?
trying to figure this out because it's a magical effect of being in the sunlight, and the dexterity saving throw is just to get yourself out of the sunlight. And when you fail it, you definitely got hit by it. But when you didn't fail it with your super monkeyness, I'm going to say, like, yeah, let's backtrack and say that you didn't get, you felt the pain coming, but you were able to dodge into the shadow before it hit you.
Okay. So it was 100 and what? If I fail twice, it's what, 50 then? Or
Yeah, it's going to be, let me find those dice rolls. It's going to be a total of 62.
62. Okay. Okay. And then over the comms, I say, "What the hell's with the sunlight?"
Is that what it is?
I mean, I wasn't moving, and that's the only thing that moved was the shadows away
I mean,
from
we're
me.
in hell, so I guess sun would be
It's
bad.
not bad.
That makes
Maybe if you're a
sense.
vampire. Do I know? Hang on. Maybe if you're a creature that doesn't like the sunlight. You're muted, Jess.
So now we know to stay with the shadows.
Yes. So you currently are controlling the shadow that is giving passage to Asher and Veritar, who are, I guess, moving closer to the
I'm going to
house.
say a big umbrella helps keep the bad sun away. Easy enough, right? And now I'm going to use my performance of creation, since I didn't use it before, and create a giant, like, golf umbrella for me and Veritar to walk under.
Okay. You create this massive umbrella. You're still within the shadow that was cast by, or that was moved by Tanzanite. But
now I'm-
Tanzanite, you see this huge umbrella over the top of Veritar and Asher.
And I'm going to, like, move it. Maybe I'll need your help because it's huge. And then, like, move out of the shadow to see if this protects us from the sun.
As you move out of the shadow, roll dexterity saving throws.
Damn it.
Oh boy.
Maybe
With disadvantage due to the giant umbrella you're carrying.
that's another nat 20. So 30.
With the disadvantage, even. Yeah.
With disadvantage because you're carrying a
disadvantage,
giant
sorry.
umbrella.
Well, that's
would have been
that's
awesome.
A 5.
What the fuck? I seriously rolled another nat 20. So I rolled 2 nat 20s for the disadvantage roll.
So
Mr.
Asher,
Mountain Gaming, not a sponsor.
you have this it's the moment you've been waiting for. Everything's right. You step into it with trepidation, take a moment to breathe. You think everything's going to be okay. And then you see Veritar stumble and fall. and you're able to pull him and yourself back into shadow.
Okay.
As you feel that pain begin. You both will still take 15 points of damage.
Okay, let's see. I need
Okay.
gone. I'm gonna cast.
We have shadow. I think we use it and get to the house and try and go from there.
Sounds good.
I can help.
I'm gonna say, you don't look so good. Let's heal up before we go. My poems are great. And I'm going to cast Mass Cure Wounds at the 8th level.
Ooh, buddy.
Somehow I did not use my 8th level spell slot in a Tiamat fight, but
You were saving it.
to 30 healing.
All right.
Okay. And then we will take the shadow path.
So the two of you are taking your, and it's a long walk to get there. I know my little icons look like it's not a long walk, but you know, it's icons. But over the next few minutes, you can make your way over and eventually get to the house. While they're walking over there, Tanzanite, you can see them walking over there. Roll a perception check.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, okay. With the perception, 26.
Ooh, okay. With the 26, as you watch them walking over and making their way, you look back over to the area where the shadows that you took were, and you see a patch of grass and pink lace that had been worn flat by someone sitting there for a bit. And following a quick trek over of foot beats, you can see the tail of a squirrel person in the next shadow over.
Is there a shadow that I see that the boys won't use that I can then move to Trixie's area?
Yeah, there are plenty of shadows. You could choose
Perfect.
one of the other ones and try to move him.
I'd like to do that.
Okay, Asher, Tanzanite. No, not Asher, Tanzanite. Asher, Veritar, please roll dexterity saving throws as the shadow you were in immediately snaps back into position as Tanzanite begins to manipulate another one.
Oh, shit.
That is
I
a
can only move
22.
one at a time.
29.
With the 22 and 29, you both dash back into cover of a smaller shadow. You've made progress. You are currently, I'm going to just use my cursor rather than playing the game of updating the map. See where my cursor is right there?
Mm-hmm.
You're currently tucked into that little bit of shadow there as the shadow you had been in gets snapped back over in place. But Trixie, you see that a shadow that had been to the south of you is drawn up closer and brings you that much closer to, provides cover for you to possibly get that much closer to the house. Veritar and Asher, you do take 21 points of damage each.
And I see all this, right? From my vantage
Yes.
point?
Yes,
I'm
you
going
are
to say
perfectly placed to see everything.
Veritar, you go ahead and say what you're going to say, and then I'll say what I want to say.
Can you bring a shadow that we are not in to yourself and come to us?
I feel like the house is going to be the safest, as in because there's no sunlight here. So
What is the distance between the tree we're at and the porch?
You, based on what you've discovered so far, let's go ahead and have you roll an intelligence check.
I'm not a smart man. Oh, maybe I'm a smart man today. Oh, I'm not a smart man. Wait, what is that?
This is why I always check how legible dice are before I buy them. They may be pretty,
Oh, it's a 10. Okay.
but if I can't read it in the moment,
It's why when you're at the convention center, you need to go find a shadowy spot to look at the dice. You can't trust to be out in the broad daylight of it. You got to think of like what your desk area is like.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if this is a 10 or if it's a nat 1. Hang on a second. It's very
They usually
weird.
don't do 01. They usually just
It says
do-
1-0. Like there's like a 1 and like a flame or something. Like the
Where
I
are
think
your
it's a,
glasses?
it's a 10.
Okay.
It's not the glasses, it's just weird looking. Yeah, it's a 10. So 11.
Never mind. No.
11. At a guess, you think you could make it? Probably. You'd take some damage, probably.
I'm gonna be like, Verita,
Maybe
how are
it's
you
only
feeling,
a
buddy?
couple of
I'll
If
be
y'all
feeling
let
a little
me-
better in a moment, and I'm going to pull out and use my last potion of healing, of superior healing.
I'm gonna
So-
pull out and end the line of Tiamat. What?
If y'all want to wait just a second, I can bring Trixie over to y'all and then move another shadow so the three of you can come in.
If you can get us all here, I think I can teleport us back to the Delve.
So I'm going to use that and get
Okay.
28 points back.
Okay. So are Veritar and Ash, are you holding still?
Yeah, we'll wait
You're
We will
waiting.
wait.
under our tree.
Okay. I'm gonna move some shadows so that because Trixie's fast, so that she can run as fast as she can to the safety of the house, and then I'll move shadows to get y'all from your tree to the house.
Okay.
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 So I'm
Oh.
gonna
Oh,
right.
okay. Yeah. So
You
the-
see
so
the
that they-
shadows, right?
Yeah, and I see the house. I can still see the
I-
house, right? I just
Wait
need to
one
movement.
moment, please. Wait one moment,
Okay.
please. Give me a second.
It's a
Jump
fun,
into
easy
my
puzzle.
arms, Asher. And
I
I'm
leap
going to
up
use
into
my
his
robe of
arms.
stars to take us into the astral plane. I am carrying him now.
Okay, as you go into the astral plane,
Uh-oh.
you leave Avernus.
This does return me exactly to the same spot I was standing.
Yes. But you are no longer in Avernus right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the
But if you
two
go back
of
to the spot you were standing, does that mean we can't get to the porch?
I think.
It's
Andy, you
wherever
did-
I left from is exactly where I returned to.
Yes, but I think you just did it to make sure that you don't take any
If we
damage.
go in exactly, so that hopefully, if those shadows remove from us, we're not
Gotcha.
in sunlight.
Okay.
We can stay in here until I go. All right, we're going back.
Okay.
But I have.
What I would like to point out for the viewers is that Veritar has a sudden crush and has figured out a way to get some alone time with Asher.
Who
I
wants a
think I would
goddess
do.
when you can have a
Yeah.
dragon?
Tanzanite roll for jealousy, and maybe it's a concentration check every time Trixie starts running from shadow to shadow. What I'll say to speed this up a little bit and to streamline what we're doing is that Trixie, you are able to, with now that you've all kind of aligned on things that are keeping you all together, Trixie, you're able to make it shadow to shadow safely to the cottage. So you do make it to the strange building and are able to enter inside of it. You don't see any sign of your friends because they're not there, and neither can you hear them. They, except for Tanzanite, they seem to have gone off comms. Asher and Veritar. Time passes, and you have to
Are you
decide:
ready
is
for
it
this?
time to go back?
Yep. Let's do it.
Here we go, and I'll
Let's do it.
put us back.
Let's roll a D100 to find out if you're lucky enough to make it at the right time, because you're guessing checking here.
Okay, if I roll a 100 for a third time in a row, I'm gonna pee my
Then
pants.
I get that dice. I'm going to sneak over in the night and steal it out of your hands.
86.
Oh wow, I got 87.
You both pop in, and it's been a beat or two since you made it over there, Trixie. Just enough time for Trixie and Tanzanite to get a little bit worried. But you make it back into your little shadow down below without any issues. I'm guessing that, Tanzanite, you're going to arrange the shadows as appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually all four of you go together in this little cottage.
We made it.
Time's up.
We're going. We're going.
Asher,
We're
no!
going. I'm gonna scribble the teleportation circle on the ground for the delve. on the
How long
floor.
does it take to cast the teleportation spell?
I think it's 1 minute, but let me look. Yeah, 1 minute.
In the first few seconds, you see Trixie, you see pink lace flying at you. Nut mash begins to drip from the walls. A spoon forms, and a hand that looks familiar but not familiar reaches forward with the nut mash and tries to shove it down Tanzanite's throat.
I'm gonna try to hit the hand with my shovel.
Roll an attack.
So altogether, that's a 42.
Roy, do you need me to send you the...
You smack that hand so far that it flings back, and you hear a voice come back like,
Ouch.
Well, that's what you get.
I'm gonna have everybody kind of get within 10 feet of me and cast Globe of Invulnerability at the
Nice.
7th level.
Okay, so inside the globe, I will draw my circle, and then I will say, "What the hell is this? Get us out of here right now. This place is nasty." And then activate the circle.
in your head, Tanzanite, you hear a voice go,
See you next time, sweetheart.
and you're all pulled away back to the teleportation ring of the delve. You can hear outside loud cheering and celebrating, and you are together again, the four of you. But with this, I want to take a little momentary break and listen to our fun jingle one last time before we take the rest of our time that we have today to just share and talk about what you think would have happened to your characters over the next bit of their lifetimes. So, with that.
So good. Such a good.
I actually really liked that we ended up having a little mini adventure. I love how I've like totally misplaced people.
So me?
There we go. You know, it's blind guess when I was choosing where people were going to be during that transition. So that's kind of the end of our campaign, and it kind of always feels like a little bit of a letdown at the end of
Cool.
a campaign.
Bye, everybody.
Also,
Okay, bye.
but also, I think there's a chance to just kind of share what you think your character that you've been spending the last 2 to 3 years with would be doing with the rest of their lives, what they would get up to, those sort of things. So I'm just going to be your interviewer and ask you some questions, if that's all right.
Oh gosh.
Yay.
Okay.
In the immediate aftermath of this battle, there's probably all the revelries available to you all. and people celebrating and doing things. But Trixie, I just want to ask you, you can see that Asher and Tanzanite have definitely paired off a bit more intimately in terms of starting a relationship. What does Trixie think of that? And does Trixie start to pursue her own relationships eventually? Or is she uninterested
Good
and happy being the
question.
leader of her people?
I mean, it's just never something that felt like there was space for in her life. And you know, it wasn't something that ever, it didn't not interest her, but it never kind of, you know, the opportunity didn't present itself. And so I think that's just kind of how she's come to see it, is that if, I guess, she doesn't really know how to initiate anything like that. So if relationships were to happen with her, I think it would have to be someone who like actively pursues her.
So like, just from a world building space of like things like, who do you think would eventually pursue her, if anybody? And what would that be like?
Well, Jill. Jill pursues her.
I don't know. Maybe Jill. I mean, it's hard because, at least for me, I've never put myself / her in that headspace about finding anybody particularly, you know, attractive. You know, she's just always been satisfied with being with her friends. I don't know. Nobody's given her butterflies. I think nobody's made her nervous in the way that she's seen Tanzanite and Asher get nervous with each other. And so I don't think there's anybody that she's met up to this point in her life that, you know, would qualify as someone that she would expect to pursue her. But that doesn't mean that if she were to stay in one place long enough that couldn't change. I don't know. I think she's very much, yeah, I think it would definitely be a case where it grew out of proximity and friendship. Because that's like her basis for relationships is you know, it, like, unless somebody just came and like
Somebody came over and tossed an acorn at her direction, said,
like, just like
"Eat
turn
that
the
or
world
go out
upside
with
down
me."
kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, no, we're going on a date. Like, this is a date. And she'd be like, wait, what?
Trixie, we've been dating for 4 years. What?
Trixie just thinks she's been going on adventures with this new friend, exploring the rest of the world, and she suddenly realizes that every episode of their little adventure has been actually a date.
Join us for campaign 2, where Trixie inadvertently dates someone for 4 years.
Tanzanite, I'm going to switch over. You've been given this goddesshood, and things are starting to click in terms of that. Would you have tried to remain in the mortal spaces, or what would you be up to?
I think for the first little bit, it would be a mixture of staying in the mortal world, popping into the shadow world, because she just sort of, you know, started to show her affection towards Asher and wanted to explore that. But then slowly but surely, she probably would have spent more and more time in that shadow world. And not sure how that would affect her relationship with Asher, but she also would want to, you know, make sure she's doing what she needs to do. But she also thinks that Asher would support her in anything she wants. So
And as Asher ages, and yet Tanzanite does not, Asher, what do you think you would have been up to as your immortal girlfriend or whatever future that becomes or does not become? What would you be up to in your life aside from being a supportive, caring individual?
Stay-at-home husband, obviously. No. I think like if Jess is cool with that, I think that Asher would pursue like marriage with Tanzanite in the long term. But I think as he gets old and as he becomes like afraid both of dying and of like being sent to the next place and being away from her, he might try to pursue godhood himself so that he can stay with her.
What domain do you think Asher would end up pursuing?
I'm gonna say like very much like
Does it
like a
help
Dionysus, like
Dionysus.
party god?
like wine, poetry, and music kind of godhood. I don't know if he'll
maybe
get
like-
there, like because he'll start when he's in his 60s or 70s, you know, like when he's getting old and starting to be concerned about dying and thinking more about it, and like his youthful, you know, like when you're 20, you just don't think about dying, but yeah, so like as he gets older and like puts that behind him and like starts to recognize and like wrestle with his own mortality, especially compared with Tanzanite, who's not aging, and like I think that he'll pursue, like it's gonna get in his head and he's gonna pursue that. I don't know if he'll get there, but he knows the path. Like he did all the research for her.
Yeah, I mean, of all four of you, Asher Asher definitely knows more than Tanzanite even, because he really put in the effort to try to support and figure that out. So that's a very interesting thought that Asher might pursue their own godhood. And you said they would pursue something more of a Dionysus sort of thing, so like a bit of a party god. Do you think that would have been, so like when you think about the D&D worlds, there's, you know, the pranks and deception thing, which is more trickery, but it kind of fits with some of what you're talking about. But there's also just life, nature, knowledge, light. Do you think that one of those would be the main focus, or?
Yeah, I think it'd be, I don't know, like some kind of, it would be an interesting juxtaposition for Asher to become like a god of light and be like that stuff of legend, which I think would maybe even appeal to him, like the god of light married to the goddess of shadow and death. Like, so some sort of like, yeah, some sort of like light, art, music, creation sort of focus. Obviously, like his creation bard thing is going to play into it. So, yeah.
So maybe a god of two domains, like Arcana, but from a creation space, and life or light from a sense of just beauty, poetry.
Yeah. And I will say, like, as he, even like towards the end of his life, as he does that, like he's never gonna take his foot out of the mortal world for like as long as he can keep one there, like because of like his friendship with Trixie and like his just attachment to that life as well. Like he's not gonna forget to come back, you know.
Veritar, you were charged at one point to take over a domain of your father and mother should the work that you were engaged in be successful. Do you think Veritar would do that?
I don't think so. I think Veritar would very much continue traveling the world, trying to fight evil wherever he found it. I really think he would be trying to help heal the image of dragons, so to speak, that we're not all bad, we're not all evil. Despite what has happened in this world, I think he would try to keep up with his friends, maybe have something set up where at first, yes, we'll meet every year at a pub in the Delve, but as time goes on and they move on to other things, the meetings become fewer and fewer. The participants become less and less, but still goes every year just in case. And and then just tries to expand the knowledge. Maybe sets up a little school to help teach what he knows to others about his sorcery skills.
We'll give you a tenured spot at the Bard College.
Maybe you take it over if Asher becomes too heavily involved in being a god.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little G gods, by the way. These are all little G gods.
I don't know. He's a creation bard. I don't know. Maybe it's a big G.
And thus the setting for the next realm.
Move over, AO. It's time for Asher.
Trixie, what do you think? As your friends are pursuing these kind of very lofty goals, would you be pursuing anything that's of a lofty nature?
I mean, she's
What she
always
aspire
been
to
not be in the limelight, which isn't like as achievable as she would like. She can't just like go be a hermit somewhere because now she has responsibilities that have been thrust upon her. I don't know. I think maybe, she would try to go back to Overton and maybe set up like expand upon her mother's like healing group and incorporate her unintentional business, and if anything, make people come to her for things. Maybe like set up some sort of permanent communication. Oh no, Tilly is there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, until Tilly gets too old, but yeah.
Right. I mean, I can still die of old age. I just can't be aged magically.
Although Tilly's son Tully is also very good with the books.
Tilly, then Tully, then Sully.
Oh, we got to Sully. Full
And
circle.
Sally.
Full circle moment. No, I think, I think she tries to, despite being like 18 at this point, she feels like she's lived a full lifetime, and so she's not looking for anything to disrupt any sort of peace that is now happening, because she knows that the minute she tries to get involved in anything, it just chaos ensues. So she tries to be as unimpactful as possible.
She becomes a leave no trace proprietress proponent.
I think there would be periods I think Asher would definitely enjoy his fame for a while. Like that was his life's goal, was to be the world's most famous poet, and he sort of got there through being the world's most famous warrior poet on accident. And then so he'll enjoy that for a while, but I think he'll get tired of it and he'll seek seclusion, and then probably spend a lot of time maybe with Trixie, like since she's also sort of doing that. And then they'll be alone together and then hanging out, because he doesn't. If Trixie doesn't find a partner, I think would always be especially concerned about her being alone, because she's afraid to be alone. So and then so that would always be on the side of his mind. And then as he starts to pursue godhood, he would probably start publishing an insane amount, become the most prolific, trying to get that following and that attention that he needs.
I love the idea that Asher might become like such a prolific author that he reaches like, well, like any of our modern day authors, like who's reached such a status and a following that those followers actually become the worshippers, but not through religious pursuit, but literary interest and excitement. That would be funny. Anything else any of your characters would get up to in the following days? Any impacts that they would want to have on the world?
I want to go see my little shadow like I promised. And make sure I spend time with her and the temple and everything.
Yeah. Do you imagine that she would be like kind of a head priestess putting out more places, or would she always kind of just be the quiet little shadow doing one temple?
She's the Pope.
Really good question.
Yeah. Is she the Pope, or is she the like a
Neighborhood
small
priest.
parochial graveyard goddess?
I think she'd be the type of person who she'd be like the head priestess who primarily stayed at that location and would send others to start other ones. But when truly needed, she would go out and start like one or two here and there. Like she wouldn't just stay in the temple. She would venture out, but only when she really needed to.
Any other? My next question is less about your characters and more about characters or places that you have an interest in and what you think would happen to those places and characters. So I'd love for you to just think about a character or place
There is
that
something
you would
else I
really
want.
like to have something happen. But while you're thinking about that, Tanzanite's going to share what she wants, but keep in your head like, or Tanzanite, Jess.
Yeah.
Jess.
I
what
would
you-
absolutely go back to the tower and help figure out what some of the articles were.
The testing
The
Interesting
testing stuff.
point.
tower
The
lab.
tower is no longer there once Deneth comes to join you all. The tower retreated and is unable to return.
Whoa.
Wow.
I think that Trixie would give Deneth a job in the potion business.
She's like, I don't know about that.
I mean, if that's what he wanted, it's just.
Well, we're playing with these characters, so that's what you get to imagine. Like, would
He is a pure capitalist,
give him
so
a-
you know.
Well, then definitely not.
well, let's think about like Deneth. Deneth, if not with Trixie, where does Deneth go from
He
there?
definitely lands with Grand, obviously. If
Yeah. Oh, he would
Right.
absolutely wind up with Grand.
They are key to the magic industrial revolution that takes over all of Atland and beyond.
they start farming Mako. Wait, that's something else. Never mind.
Any other characters or places that you would have an interest in what happens to it?
Bonnie.
Bonnie. What about Bonnie, Jess?
I think that we as a group would lobby the Alliance to declare Bonnie's Forest as like a international park landmark, like internationally
Preserve.
protected by all.
Preserve,
conservation.
yeah.
Yeah. Like we would actively pursue like conservation for that area to like make sure she stays safe.
putting y'all's weight behind the forestation that's occurring there.
Yes, that.
Makes sense.
I would have been thinking about the Clifton area or just the Canyonville area and what would happen to that space after being decimated. And in my little headcanon, which I didn't really get to go into too deeply, Veritar might have discovered them if he'd spent more time there before racing to the summons. But I think that there's like little bands of orphaned peoples, the people who can really cling on. Because like when you think about this post-apocalyptic sort of world, there's always going to be those people who can really hold on, and they dove into the crevice. They're the mammals of the post-dinosaur world. They found their little niche and they held on. And I think that eventually it would repopulate, maybe at a smaller scale, and maybe not with the push for the industrial thing. Maybe they would become the new Underton of like being pretty tucked away and trying to keep secret for a while until eventually they're just a little town or village tucked into the cliffs, but rebuilding the ruins.
Maybe the
into
home
their-
of a race of assassins that a god created.
Oh.
What happened more with the people I created?
Yeah, what did happen with them?
I don't know.
I think somebody has plans for that for campaign 2, but
I do,
Ah.
so I'm not really going to tell you.
Okay, valid. I look forward to seeing what happens.
Any other group, culture, place that you would want to, or location that you would want to have had something happen with in the future, or that you're just, and I'll let you know if I'm going to keep something under wraps, but I love this as a generation for world building.
I don't know. I
The
just like
corn
overall.
people.
I forgot about
desert
the
people?
corn people.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we
The corn
created
people.
corn people.
yeah, the living vegetables, whatever the hell they were. I forgot about them.
Yeah, what would you have of them?
I might,
I wouldn't be surprised if they died off. They're so weird.
if they're still
I
around,
want them to, but
I'm just gonna say,
such
if
a
they're still
niche.
around and they're already worshiping us as gods, Asher might just lean into that if he's trying to become a god later on.
they'd be your first followers.
I think that they might call themselves the first reaping of the wine
Ah,
Love
I hate it so much.
How does how much more does Trixie's being a pirate queen last? Does that stay with her forever?
harvest.
Oh,
It does after Asher
I
writes a
had
novel
thoughts
about
on
it.
that. Like Veritar through his travels would come across places where the Timeless Trio were not heroes. We had to rebuild. They did not save our area, but other places where they were, and maybe there's little kids that I'm Trixie the Pirate Queen, and somebody else, she wasn't really a pirate queen. Oh, shut up! Yes, she was. I heard it. You know, little things like
I'm
that.
just gonna throw out there, Asher's best-selling novel was about Trixie the Pirate Queen.
Now the question is it billed as a biography or as a work of fiction?
Yes.
It doesn't stay.
Every bookstore, depending on their political
just on its own
viewpoints
table.
around the Timeless Trio, put it in a different section. Like it's in mythology in some, it's in
Nonfiction.
nonfiction, it's in history. Yeah, I love that. That's
Political
hilarious.
science side.
Oh, it ends up becoming a tome of every like would-be if you're going into any sort of politics, it's a tome that's supposed to be a commentary on leadership. It's like the Machiavellian model, but it's the Trixie the Pirate Queen and how to rule
With an iron airship.
peacefully plucking the winnings from your people. Oh, that's funny. Any other things that you would dream of from this world, or anything you would like to say as like a goodbye to your characters, the world in general?
I think there'll be travel, like up to where the Elven cities were, maybe even like efforts to rebuild up there. When Asher goes into his seclusionary phase, eventually I think he'll retreat to the fortress in the Delve, probably. Unless like he has PTSD from that, then maybe not. Hopefully somebody shoved that dragon off the top before the weight of it pulled the fortress down. But you know. Yeah, I think Yeah, there's definitely going to be like, you know, they're kids, so there's still, it's not like this is the end for them. So I think there's going to be a lot of travel and like more adventure to come before they really like settle down. But
Do you think they would travel to the places that have been undiscovered, the continents that are not part of Atland itself? Like whatever happened to North America, South America, Europe.
are the
Asia.
Elven cities, are they in Atland? Or I always assumed
They're
they
in
were like
Atland.
South
They're
America.
islands in
Okay.
Atland.
Okay. Maybe. I guess yeah, maybe, because like Asher would know that there was stuff up there, like from all of his ancient book diving and all that stuff. Maybe.
Kind of do the version of what I did in New York City, where I just tried to follow every movie that had ever been shot in New York and go to all the places. Figure out if they still exist.
Or if they ever existed, which is...
Oh yeah, definitely. A lot of New York City movie stuff. I'm like,
I tried to go to this place, but it's actually Toronto.
definitely. A lot of filming that is said to be in New York City is not filmed in New York City. Cool. Well, thank you for joining us for this campaign. It's been super fun. It's going to be a little bittersweet to say goodbye to these characters, and maybe we'll have to talk a little bit more about them. But it's also super exciting to know that we get to begin a new adventure and try out some new things and see what ridiculousness we can get up to.
Us never.
Well, it's goodbye to this
In
campaign.
the famous words of David Tennant, I don't want to go.
Aw. But we will be back. Well,
Yes.
we will. But
We will. It'll be a blast.
like this one won't. But that
No,
one
it's been a
will.
pleasure.
Thank you for joining us, Andy.
And
Thank
it's
you all
the
for letting me
best.
join. I've appreciated it. I look forward to watching the next campaign and seeing what you all get up to.
What ridiculousness we can do.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, thank you all. Have a good time, and we'll be back sometime after the holidays. Bye.
New year, new campaign, new characters.
All right.
Bye.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.